Daily Devotionals with open hearts and open minds. First United Methodist Church in Pueblo, Colorado presents Hope and Coffee with Pastor Hugo Venegas.
Hi, this is Hugo Venegas. Welcome to a new edition, a new week of Hope and Coffee. And for the last couple weeks, we have been studying Genesis chapter 6 all the way through chapter 12. But we're reviewing from chapter 6 all the way to 11. And we're reviewing the 14 faces of hope. And last week, I talked about the face of walking with God, the face of righteousness, the face of obedience, and the face that we get tested. So today we're going to look at another one of the faces of hope, and we're going to review. We're just reviewing and remembering what we have learned so far, and then we're going to move to chapter 12 and then talk about the lessons of hope that we can learn from Father Abraham about how to live hopefully with hope in a world that is upside down right now. So today I want to talk about the face of the seeds of hope. Now, the whole story of Noah started out because there was so much violence on the earth that God was sick to his stomach, and he was grieved in his heart that he had created humanity. So therefore, he needed to reboot. So we're going to read that passage in Genesis chapter 6, verses 11 through 14, and find out how we can be able to prepare and live in a way that will bring blessing to ourselves and blessing to others, especially today in our world that is so full of challenges. So in Genesis chapter 6, verses 11 through 14, it says, "Now the earth was corrupt in God's sight, and was full of violence. God saw how corrupt the earth had become, for all the people on the earth had corrupted their ways. So God said to Noah, I am going to put an end to the people, for the earth is filled with violence, and because of them I will surely destroy both them and the earth. So make yourself an ark of cypress wood, make rooms in it, and coat it with pitch inside and out. This is how you are to build the ark." And it was 450 feet, and this three-story ark that God called Noah to build. Now, there were only 8 people that were able to survive the flood. And the reason for that is that there were only 8 people who were seeds of peace in the ancient world. And I think today, as we see the increase of violence, of protesters and counter-protesters in our cities and in our rural communities, and even here in our own community of Pueblo, we have seen some violence, not a lot. I'm grateful that there isn't a lot. But what we have to understand is that God is grieved whenever there is violence. God is hurt whenever, as human beings, we act violently towards one another. And the way that we can counter violence is to live as people who are peaceful. And that's why the gospel in the Sermon of the Mount, Jesus taught his disciples, whenever you're persecuted, whenever you're cursed, bless. Whenever they, hit you in one cheek, he says, put the other one. And what he was saying is, find another way to deal with conflict. Now, he's not just saying, allow people to beat you up all over the place. He's saying, find a different way, a peaceful way to deal with conflict. If someone wants you to walk a mile, walk a second mile. Do whatever it takes. Take that second mile in order to neutralize violence and in order to bring peace. So what are 2 things that we can do in our world that we can learn from Noah as to how we can bring peace in our world? The first thing is the Ark of the Covenant. The Ark of the Covenant is a metaphor that God wants to take a remnant. He wants to take those people in his community who are peaceful to go move into a new world, move into a new age, move into a new set of circumstances, bringing peace, bringing joy, bringing blessing. And if we are to bring a peace in our world of violence, we have to be that peace. We have to be that peace. We have to be peaceful folks. We have to resolve conflicts peacefully. We have to express our beliefs. We have to express our convictions in a way that is peaceful, in a way that is loving, in a way that is going to reduce the tensions that we see in our world. And the other way that we can do it is through prayer. It's called a prayer of blessing. That those who inflict violence, we can counteract that violence by praying peace over them. That those who suffer injustice, that we will pray for justice for them in a peaceful manner. That those who are in charge, those who are in power, those who are the ones that administer the justice. And God said in Romans that he set up the government so that the government would administer the laws of God and justice. And remember, there are two sides to the law. The law is to punish, but the law is there to protect the poor, to protect those who are taking advantage of. And whenever we look at one side of the law, which is it's to set the law down, and if we don't protect people, that's not balanced. And if we're all protecting people and we're giving them mercy, but there is no justice, there won't be peace in the land. So I want to encourage us, learning from Noah, that God wants a remnant of peacemakers, that we should be the peace that the world needs, and also that we should pray and bless those who are in the midst of violence to counteract violence in a peaceful way. This is Hugo Venegas, all the way from Pueblo, Colorado. God bless you, and see you tomorrow.
Thank you for joining us for our daily devotional, Hope and Coffee, with Pastor Hugo Venegas. If you enjoyed today's devotion, like or subscribe below. We also welcome you to join our family at First United Methodist Church in Pueblo, Colorado. You can visit our website at firstumcpueblo.org, and we hope you continue to have a blessed day. We'll see you tomorrow.